Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to our webinar today. It's a beautiful day in Pennsylvania. The sun is shining, and I want to teach you to trade economic news events and the market open. So I thank you for letting me know that you can hear me, Francis. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director for 10-Minute Trades. Please remember all the trades we talk about today are for educational purposes only. Now, at 10-Minute Trades, we have a system. We trade using the appointment-based trading system that we devised. We use the NinjaTrader platform, and we trade with futures. So we're not stock trading. We're not options trading. We're trading futures using the NinjaTrader platform. So why are we here today? Well, we're not here because I can spell, that's for sure. So let's fix that. There we go, the beauty of technology. Why are we here? Let me show you some trades and give you a reason why you want to spend a little bit of time with us today. So first things, we trade economic news events. Economic news events, which I will get into in a little bit later in the webinar, are all sorts of events that move the markets. So we're trading on a schedule. We're trading when we know the market is going to move. That means we're going to trade some earnings reports using futures. We're trading earnings reports that move the futures. So those are specialized earnings reports. We're trading economic events such as GDP, PCE price, FOMC statements. Those are economic events that move markets. That's what we mean by trading the news, by trading economic events. And we trade the market open. We know at certain times of the day when the market is going to move, when the markets are going to be volatile, and give us our greatest opportunity to take profits. What we don't want to do is sit around for hours and hours waiting for the charts to fit a setup that we're thinking of. We want to sit down, know the market's going to move at a certain time, and do our trading around that time. And that's the method that we trade. We call it appointment-based trading, call it news trading, call it economic event trading. That's the method that we use. All right, let me just show you a couple of trades today in our trade room. We had what we call a breakout trade. We have a system at 10-Minute Trades. Our system is made up of various software strategies. We have a breakout strategy, or spike trade, it's commonly known as. We have a trap trade strategy. That's a strategy where we're expecting an economic news event to create a reversal in the market. And we actually make money when the market reverses. If the market goes up on a trap trade, we sell the market. When it goes down, we buy the market, and then we make our money on the reversals. Well, this morning in the trade room, we traded a breakout trade on natural gas. Now, we don't just randomly come into the room and trade natural gas. Now, I hope for heaven's sake I have this video. Where are my videos? Give me half a second here. And I suppose I should have checked to make sure. Let's see if we have this video. All right, give me a second. Here we go. All right, so we have a setup. And we were in the room for hours and hours and hours this morning, which is unusual, but not because we were waiting for the markets to move, because we knew at that time there were news reports, and we were trading all around these news reports. So it was an unusually long morning for us. This is our daily market report. We send the daily market report to our members the day before an event is going to take place. This is our daily market report having to do with the natural gas trade that we take every Thursday. Now, I'm going to show you the actual report where I can manipulate it right here. So this is, again, our daily report. The daily report shows our members The title of the event we're going to trade, it's the natural gas storage report. Every Thursday at 10:30 in the morning, the government releases the storage, how much natural gas is in storage. So we show you what instrument to trade, the symbol, but more importantly, we have information on this report, how we are considering to trade the report. This yellow line tells our members how to prepare for the trade. We give this report to them, we send it to them via email, and we post it on our website the day before the natural gas takes place, before the storage report is released. That way, you could practice previous trades. We show you how to do that. It's a function called replay. You can replay the market with the NinjaTrader platform. But the key is we send the report before the report is released so members can look at it, study it, and learn how it is going to be traded. So we were trading a breakout. This is a trade that we call a breakout. We put price above, orders above the current price in the market, and orders below. And I'll show you exactly what we did this morning. Now, this report gives us some very important information. Not only does it tell us how to trade this event, but it tells us what happened in the 6 previous times we traded this event. If you notice, we've had 5 winners in a row, 5 profitable natural gas trades in a row. So that tells me something very important. It tells me, A, obviously, this is a profitable, intelligent report to trade. It's a report you want to trade because it's making money. And it's a report that we probably have a pretty good setup for it. We're not going to change our setup today because the last 5 have been winners. So, and what was crazy this morning, we were thinking, look at the natural gas market before this report. It had relentlessly started moving up at 9:15 this morning. I had never in my whole life, I don't think I've ever seen natural gas move this much before we were taking a trade on it. This was not normal natural gas behavior. We tried to find out through the news, through all our, all the support we have, what was the reason for this natural gas move. We couldn't find it, but because our daily report was so good, and because natural gas had 5 winners in a row, I was still willing to take this trade using our breakout strategy. And that's what we did. So here's what we did. We set up our software, and then 10:30 rolls along because that's the time that we're going to take this trade. Let me get the time as close as I can. So we put our orders, as I showed you just a second ago. The way we do this is we put 15 ticks above the current price, and then we put an order below the current price, 15 ticks, and then the news gets released, and we're actually watching the news. On the right side of the chart, we have a calendar, and this calendar has the news release. So why is it important to even have the news release? Well, when news is released, the first thing that happens is before it's released, there's a forecast. The reason a report moves the market is because the released news is different than the forecast. We call that difference the news offset. When the news offset is very big, there's often a nice move in the market that we're trading. The market that we're trading is the market that is moved by that particular news. We're trading the natural gas futures. Now, we're just a couple of seconds before the news. Our software is going to bracket the market with our orders. Watch. Here come our orders right now. They're going to show up on the chart. Those are our orders. If the news makes the market go up, we're going to go long. If the news makes the market go down, we're going to go short. We're watching the news to see if it can help us to manage the trade. it's a storage report. So if there's less gas around than expected, like there was this morning, it should push the price up. We were filled to the upside. Our software puts orders above our area on the chart where we were filled, and we patiently wait for our target to get hit. What happens is our first target is going to get hit, and that's going to instantly, as soon as it's hit, it's going to give me a profit of 10 ticks, $100. Then I expanded my second target, thinking it might be possible to move my stop, which is now in a profitable area, up and up and up into more and more profit as natural gas keeps moving up because the news was bullish and the market was super bullish, up, up and up before we got to the report. That's exactly what happened. We were able to trail our orders. Eventually, the market will pull back and take you out, but you try to trail, and keep making profit until the market changes its mind and changes its direction. And that's what happened in this trade. Eventually, it pulled back, but it was a very successful breakout trade, trading natural gas. One of our favorite trades right now is natural gas. 6 winners in a row. That is a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic performance. There's not much more you could say about a trade that does that well. Also, we're trading, the market opens almost every morning. We're having really, really strong results. Excuse me. We trade an RTY range trade. RTY range, that's all the way on the right. Our software creates a 5-minute range. I'm sure if you're not a brand new trader, you've read about or seen on the internet ORB trades, opening range breakout trades. They're popular. Everybody and his brother is trading an opening range breakout. It just means, and most people are trading them as soon as 9:30 comes. They're creating a time, 15 minutes or 30 minutes, creating a range, and when the range gets broken, as you see here is going to happen, you're going to get pulled into the market. We create a range before the open. When the market breaks that range at the open, that's when our trade takes place. That trade is now over. That was an instant $150 trade, and you saw it. It was a 3-second trade, tops. The market broke the range, the market went down, and it filled both our orders instantly. We take that trade every morning in our trade room. I'm not saying it's profitable every morning, but that trade has made us thousands and thousands of dollars. It's a very successful trade, and we trade it every morning in our prop accounts. It's an excellent trade. Then on the left chart, we trade the MNQ or the NQ open. Also a very successful morning trade. Now, that's a little bit different. That's a breakout trade. Excuse me. So what do I mean by a breakout trade? Let me find, I'm looking for my favorite MNQ video. I've got so many videos on my on my screen. It's so ridiculous that sometimes I can't find the video that I want. So let me just find, look, we'll just look at this morning's or this particular morning. Let's see what happened on this particular morning. Now, I don't know if it was a winner or not. Let's just watch it. 80% of the time, our MNQ trade is a winner. What happens is our software puts the orders on the chart. The market got filled immediately long. This particular day, it shot up, it shot down, and it actually took me out of the trade. So look, I'm the first to admit sometimes you're going to have a losing trade. That's just part of trading. Let me show you another one because it's fun to see a trade that works well. Here's another MNQ open. Also, notice on the right, we had a huge RTY range trade. And a lot of people were saying, you know what, you shouldn't trade the RTY range, it's too big. And watch what happened. We traded it because I don't like to mess with a winning trade. That trade tends to win most every day. Bingo, it went through the first target, shot through the second target for an instant winner, even though the range was huge. And then our MNQ breakout did what it does about 70% of the time for me. It hit my first target right there, profitable, and then pulled back for a one target winner, a very, very common occurrence on the MNQ open. And sometimes the MNQ gives you an opportunity to trail and to keep making profits for a few minutes while the trade keeps moving in your direction. So here, the market opened, we got filled long, it hit our first target. When we hit our first target, our stop moves to safety. It moves to break even. Our software does that automatically. So what do I mean? Our stop is below. If the market doesn't work, if the trade doesn't work, your stop is in an area where X amount of dollars and you're out of the trade. So when it hits your first target, it then moves your stop from a negative equity position into a flat position where if the trade reverses, your first target is a profit and it takes you out with your first target intact. This trade kept moving up. I kept moving my stop in the direction of more and more profit. Now, this was a pretty crazy, fun trade because it kept going up and up and up. We kept expanding our target and what we call trailing our stop, moving our stop more and more into profit. Kept going up. We kept expanding our target, kept moving the stop up. This is real time. This is not edited. This was live in a prop account, a real trading account. Up and up and up. This trade is still going. It's been trading a breakout trade for 50 seconds. We're still making money. Getting ready to move the stop more, moving the target even further, higher up. Still going, folks. The same trade. We're now in it for over a minute. I'm going to bring my stop even higher for more profit. I'm going to expand my target again. It was a fantastic trade. It's still going. And I'm just telling you the truth. That was a huge trail, a beautifully profitable market open trade with the NQ. And then we also have our earnings trades. Now, we weren't going to get heavily into earnings trades today, but earnings trades are some of our most fun and fantastic trades. I'll show you a trade that one of our members sent us his video. So here's his video, trading in his prop account. Trading, this was Meta earnings. He started with $670 in his account, and when this trade was over in less than 20 seconds, he's now in the trade. It explodes up, and he's profitable $1,435 now on that trade. Every single trade is not a $1,000 trade or an $800 trade, but many of our trades work beautifully because our setups are excellent. And this is what we're teaching. We're teaching when to trade events that are offering an excellent opportunity for profit. Here we have our orders on the chart. We're waiting for Meta to release their earnings. When their earnings come out, the market, the NQ is what we trade on Meta's earnings. The earnings are going to come out any second, and the NQ is going to burst and give us, let's see what kind of profit it gives us. This was a funny day. Meta was very late with their earnings that day, and that's extremely unusual. There's the burst, a very, very nice earnings trade, hits both our targets. That was a profit of over $1,000. Even though Meta was not on time that day, we were able to wait patiently and have an excellent, excellent earnings trade that made us a significant amount of money. It worked beautifully. Now here's a Boeing earnings trade. And we've had many webinars. You can go to our YouTube channel, 10-minute trades. Just Google our YouTube channel and you can watch our webinars. on earnings. We're not going to do a lot on earnings today, but I just want to show you a couple of the earnings trades because some of the great ones really are fantastic. And I'll show you one more. This was Boeing just doing a great trail like that opening NQ trade, just a great winning earnings trade. You could see some of the tools we use. We use Thinkorswim to look at stocks, Trading View charts, the free version. We have a news widget from Thinkorswim that we use. All these tools, we teach our members how to use and manipulate the tools. It's very easy and it doesn't take long to learn how to trade these types of reports. I want to show you one more event that took place in our trade room yesterday because it was fantastic. But before I do that, I want to really show you something true so you know that I'm telling you the truth here. Every week we get different members that are trading and getting their accounts funded. One of our best traders in our trade room is Nitin J. He just got funded for a $2,500 payout. Actually, I think it was $1,000 this week. This was in May 16th. He's been trading very successfully in his prop account, trading the way that we trade. Yes, you can trade news in a prop account. Absolutely. You just have to choose the right companies. Our members are getting paid. Our members are learning our system. They're learning how to design their own trades, and they're succeeding because of it. So I wanted to show you one more fantastic thing that happened yesterday. So normally when we create a setup, and it's very important to realize this, normally we create a setup and we have a trade. And for instance, we'll have an earnings trade, and it's a breakout trade, a spike trade. And then we'll have another earnings trade, and maybe it's a range trade, or a trap trade, a reversal trade. Well, I did a lot of testing this week, and that's the most important thing that we do as a company, and it's probably the main reason that people join up with us. It's because of all the testing that we do. We test all of these economic events and come up with setups for them, setups that help us to make money on these events. So we had Salesforce had their earnings yesterday, and I noticed it's a new report for us. It's a new event. We had a range trade, and I wasn't overjoyed with the performance of the range trade. It was profitable, but it wasn't excellent. And I noticed that this particular report, it would jerk up and then it would do a quick reversal. And that's what we look for in a trap trade. So yesterday, I traded it. I told everybody in the room, I'm going to show you that you can choose the range trade if you want to trade the range, but I actually like the trap trade better. But it's a new event for us. We weren't 100% sure how great it would be. Make a long story short, the range trade is on the left, and watch what happens. So 30 seconds before the earnings are due out, our software is going to start generating a range. And it just creates a range of 30 seconds. When the range is done drawing, our orders go at the top of the range and at the bottom of the range, and sometimes the orders go a certain amount of ticks above the top or the bottom. In this case, my testing said put your orders 25 ticks above the range or 25 ticks below, and that's what our software did. But I also had a trap trade set up. I really thought the reversal was going to be the best trade. The range trade worked perfectly. It hit our first target. We made money. We trailed a little bit, and when it was done, it was about a $200 trade, ballpark. My results are not always going to be yours, and you have to keep that in mind. But generally, if I have a winning trade, you'll most probably have a winning trade. Now, the trap trade, remember what we said about a trap trade, and we teach you how to do the trap trade. With a trap, we put 2 orders above the price, 2 orders below the price. We put those orders on the chart about 5 seconds before the earnings are expected. There's our orders, and remember what I said before, if the price goes up, we short the market. We want it to go down after it goes up. If the market goes down, we buy the market. We want it to go up after it initially goes down on the news. And that's exactly what happened on this Salesforce report. It shot down. It filled my first order. It filled my second order. My stop was here. I expanded it a little bit because I felt very strongly we were going to get a reversal, and I didn't want a random burst to take me out of the trade. Now, of course, that could backfire. It could take me out of the trade with a bigger loss than I wanted. But you can see here the market is now reversing. We're in a beautiful profit. I'm now moving my stop into profit, manipulating my orders. The idea is try to maximize and get as much profit as possible before it changes direction again. And when that trade was over, we had a really sweet, almost $260 profit on that trap trade, the reversal. And you saw that trade took 40 seconds. But that's not what's important. Not even is the amount of money important on that trade. What's important is the reason we're here, why we're here. We found that trade. We discovered the best setup for that trade. And fantastically, both of our setups worked. The range trade was a winner, and so was the trap trade. We haven't even talked magnet trades. Every morning we trade magnets. We trade signals. Our software generates signals after the VWAP gets tested, after the high of day or the low of day gets tested. This is a long signal that our software generated. Look what would have happened if you had taken that signal. The price goes up beautifully. Then we set up a magnet, a test of the high. We have whole webinars on what a magnet trade is, but for us, it's a test of the high. We exit at the high. Over and over, we get these magnet trades, these signal trades, and they're working beautifully, and that's why we're here. These trades are often enhanced at the time of economic reports, and those are the times that we go into our trade room. We prep for the news. We prep for the news using these popular setups: the breakouts, the trap trades, the range trades, and reversal trades. People say, oh, I can't do it. Trading is too complicated. We make it simple. When somebody signs up with us, we have a chart template that shows you literally in 2 minutes how to set up your charts. So you just, let's say you've got NinjaTrader installed on your charts. You never traded with us before. You just joined up. We send you a template in the email. You just open up a new chart. It's so easy. Choose an instrument that you want to trade. All right, let's say you're going to trade oil. So you choose the oil instrument. Okay, the template that comes up, and now you have a blank chart. It's just a simple blank chart. It's not set up for our trading, but remember, you don't have to spend half an hour learning how to go through a video, learning how to put your indicators on the chart. No, we gave you a template. All you got to do is paste that template where we show you. You click your document folder. You click, I'll show you exactly. You click your document folder. Click NinjaTrader 8. Click templates. Click charts. And now I paste my template file into the chart folder. So now I've got my brand new chart, a 1-minute chart. I right click it. I go down to template and I load our Magnet 2.0 template, which is good for all of our strategies. We just call it Magnet 2.0. Click on it, and now your charts, believe it or not, they're set up exactly like ours. We just have to configure the spacing a little bit. It takes about a minute, not even 30 seconds. First, we're going to tighten it up. All right. We're going to shrink. Hold down the left mouse button while you shrink the different areas on the chart. I'm done. I'm done. It's set up. We've got our order area, the chart trader. We've got our VWAP. We've got all the pivots, the squeeze, volume indicator we like to use, our net change display indicator, the high of day, low of day indicator that we love so much, green line, red line for low of day, and your charts are now set up exactly like ours. How long did that take? Less than 2 minutes. We make it easy. Trading is not too complicated. Absolutely, even a beginner can get started with us. I'm not going to lie. If you're a beginner, you got to put some time in, do a little bit of work, learn properly so that you know what you're doing. I would still, believe it or not, I would still go through our video that shows you how to set up your charts, because then you'll understand why the pivots we use are on the charts and why they're important. But it only takes a couple of minutes to set up your charts for trading, for what we like to call news trading and magnet trading. The indicators we put on the charts are the current day, open, high, low, OHL, the pivots, order flow VWAP, volume up and down, the net change display, and the squeeze. Now, if you're not a lifetime NinjaTrader subscriber, you don't get a VWAP. But if you're a 10-minute trade subscriber, you get our VWAP. And it's exactly the same as the NinjaTrader one. So if you're not a lifetime Ninja subscriber, you're not going to lose anything. If you join up with us, we're going to give you a VWAP. We also show you how to configure the VWAP. There's one funny thing about the VWAP. So what's the big deal? Why VWAP, VWAP, VWAP? What is the VWAP? It's volume weighted at price level, all right? That's all it is. It's a line on the chart. Lots of people put their orders around that line. That line is an area where price is often testing and going through that area all day, throughout the week. There's many setups with price. Look right there on that area. And it's a very important pivot point on the charts. But you got to configure it so it becomes a line. So when you install it, there's one little trick. Current day, the order flow VWAP is what it's called, and there's something called standard deviation bands. When you install the VWAP default, it doesn't show you the VWAP as a line. So we teach everyone, just go to the parameters, standard deviation bands become none, and your VWAP becomes that beautiful line that we program around to make money. Look at this trade here. Made a nice amount of money trading micro gold. So very important, very easy to set your charts up the way that we set them up for ourselves. We show you how to do it. So where do we find our trades? We find our trades on the various calendars, and it's important to know where to find these setups. We vet all these trades. ForexFactory.com. When you click calendar, you get a week's full of events. You don't have to test all these events. We've already tested them. Come into our trade room and we'll trade with you the events that we know are going to move the markets. Now look, we don't get every single event right. Sometimes our members tell us, hey, you missed an event. This particular event is moving the markets like crazy. No problem. We are very open-minded. We'll figure it out. We'll learn a new event. You can tell us events you think we should trade. We don't know everything. No one does. There's new events taking place all the time. But you got to use these calendars. We teach you the tools. We give you the tools to make money. You don't want to just follow a mentor. You want a mentor that gives you the tools to make money. Yes, of course, many times our traders follow us and they make money doing exactly what we do. But many times they make money because we showed them why we do what we do. And that is way more important than just following. You want to create, think creatively, think outside the box. Sometimes the markets are more volatile than you think. And if you understand how to use the tools, then you can understand how to make money. Forex Factory, great events on Forex Factory. We use investing.com. Investing.com, you go to economic calendar. Sometimes it's hidden in the tool section up top, but they have calendars and they use a star method rather than color coding for which are the important moving events. And again, we vet all the important events. We test them. We create setups for them if they move the markets. TradingEconomics.com, another very nice website. What's nice about Trading Economics? They show the grain reports, and we trade some grain reports. I got a great report. Most people don't like trading at noon. Well, we have a report that we trade at noon every time this report is released. It's called the WASDE report. It's a grain report. This was May's report a couple of weeks ago, and we had our orders on the chart automatic entry with our software. Price exploded up, hit both targets. Beautiful, profitable breakout trade. Noon, we knew the market was going to move. We knew the market had a great possibility of moving. We're not always right. We don't know it's always going to move fantastic when the report's out. But we know there's a strong possibility. And those are the times we would go into the trade room at noon. Otherwise, I'm not that interested trading at noon. The market's a little bit too quiet for me. Not very active. And then we have our earnings trades. And there's a special website that we love for finding earnings trades, earningswhispers.com. Greatest hits along the top. All you have to do is click them for more information. All right? More information. Broadcom is coming, and Broadcom is coming next week, I believe. Yep, June 3rd. So we'll be trading Broadcom's earnings next week. Earningswhispers.com, a great website to learn about the best companies to trade for earnings. We teach our members what to look for on that website to help you determine which companies to consider. They have a calendar on that website. We go to the calendar and we can see the earnings trades we're interested in. And we can view them in different ways. I like to look at them with a list. Palo Alto Networks. I'm going to trade that next week. They make billions in revenue. The stock is over $100, and it's going to move probably the NQ futures. All right? That's how we come up with our earnings trades. One of the boxes that we're looking to tick. Billions in earnings. Reliable time of earnings being released. In other words, if they say 4:05, they release their earnings close to 4:05. And I don't mean 3 minutes close. I mean less than a minute close. We're looking for billions in revenue, reliable time release, a stock over $100, and the movement of the futures market with their earnings. And that's what we teach our members, how to set up a trade based around those moves. And we have a very specific method that we use to set up trades and show you how to set up a sheet, a spike sheet we call it, to help you set up your trades. And then one of our other favorite websites, financialjuice.com, it's a calendar. It's a news squawk box. That's the feature of Financial Juice that I personally love the most. We subscribe to the pro version, and it speaks the news in our headset. So while we're in a trade, we don't have to be looking at a calendar to see what the trade results might be. No, I'm hearing the news results in my headset. They do earnings, they do news, they do tweets, they do everything. So they're right on top of the news. It's a fantastic tool. Everyone should have it on their desktop anyway to keep you safe during your trades. Here's a few of our absolute favorite news trades right now. The natural gas storage report, that's the one I just showed you. Another favorite is the RTY range trade open. I showed you those. The NQ open, I showed you a bunch of those. And then we trade the YM at the open in quite a few different ways. Mostly these days, we're trading the YM at the open with a magnet trade. Let me explain one more time, even though I've explained it 10,000 times, what a magnet trade is. A magnet is an exit. A magnet is a level on the chart that is going to get tested. We know it because it's a popular area that gets tested over and over. A perfectly beautiful magnet is a high of a day or a low of day or a VWAP. The magnet gets tested. You could see here we put our orders on the chart before we even got to the magnet, before the order was. What happens is we put a heavy line on the chart before we get to the low. We get pulled into the market, and then our test of that area is where we make our money. And see, the YM is going to hit our targets right here. It's a little magnet. That was a little magnet, but it was almost an instant winner. We take dozens of magnet trades a week. This morning we had a winning magnet. Then after the magnet is done, usually we will look for a signal trade, because after a magnet is over, a signal will get generated to go in the opposite direction. That's a whole other new type of trade that we take. And that's part of our new Magnet 2.0 software. One more magnet I want to show you. So let's see what happened on this particular open. We had a YM magnet that we were waiting for. Let's see if it gets tested. Here's our order. This thick line is our entry. The exit is going to be towards the low. So we'll put usually 1 or 2 contracts on so that when we get pulled in, let's see, there we go. We got pulled in because it went through that heavy line. We're short now. Those are our 2 orders, and we want to get pulled through those orders. And that's what's going to happen. You know, sometimes it'll chop for a while. It might take a few minutes. Bingo. Through one order, when it goes through the first order, our stop goes to profitable or break even, right? So you can't lose if it changes direction. And now we're trying to trail as much as possible. And bingo, another winning magnet trade. And they're called magnets because it's almost as if the market, like a magnet, is pulling the price to it. Existing home sales is a favorite trap trade. FOMC statement is a favorite trap trade. Remember, what did we say a trap trade was? Consumer confidence sometimes is a trap trade. We're going to trade the reversal. The market pops or drops on the news. We have 2 orders above the current price, 2 orders below the current price. The news comes out. Look at that. This was a spectacular trap trade. If you notice what happened, the market shot down in an instant, put us in the market long, right? 2 gold contracts. It instantly reversed. I'm not going to tell you how much profit was there. It was significant. And then we brought our stop to safety right there. And now it went the opposite way against us, and it took us out of the trade. But we had a lot of money of profit on that trade in a matter of seconds. That's one of our favorite trades. CB Consumer, when it reverses, is a great trap. Existing homes, another great trap trade. Those are some of our favorite news trades. So I've explained how we find our profitable news setups. We use the calendars, and then we test the trades. We have a system. We have our software, range trades, breakouts. These elements make up our system. The weekly market mover, that's our weekly schedule. The daily market trade reports. Trade room access, of course, trade room access is critical. You want to come into our trade room so you know how to deal with the market volatility, especially now with the war. We have lots of things that we talk about in the trade room to keep everyone as safe as possible in these wild and volatile markets. So we have also our news trader strategy, our magnet trade strategy, and our trap trade strategy. The weekly schedule, which is free, anybody can have it. You just go to our website, 10minutetrades.com, sign up for the free video, and we'll send you our weekly schedule every week. Everybody should have the weekly schedule up on a wall or on their desk, on your phone, whatever, and you should know when news is being released so you're not stuck in a trade when news comes out and it ruins your trade. It's going to move a market. You might be trading gold when the gold market opens at 8:20 in the morning. It could ruin your gold trade. So our weekly schedule shows the most important events of the week that are most probably going to move the market significantly. We show you the instruments that will most probably move. We show you if we have a daily report for that event, and we show our members when we're going to be in the trade room. And that's our weekly schedule, affectionately known as the WMM, the Weekly Market Movers. And then we have our daily trade reports. Daily trade reports might have multiple ways to trade the same event. Look what happened yesterday. Two different setups, two different winners. So this was the WASDE report setup, and that's been a very stable setup for months. Our NewsTrader software is a custom strategy add-on. It installs into the NinjaTrader platform. You can use it to automate your trade entries. It can move your targets. It can move your stops. And it's also a super automated trade manager, so you don't have to learn the language of the platform you're trading to set up your trailing and to set up your targets being moved, your targets being placed on the charts. Our software does all of that. You could trade news, you could trade magnets, you could trade discretionary, you could trade your own custom magnet levels. You don't have to do what we do. Our software is very customizable. Our appointment-based trading system is time-based. It's a scheduled-based approach to the market. You can schedule your trades on specific days at specific times up to a week in advance. The key is using great software to control your risk. It allows for the safest setups, but the most important thing, trade the best performing events. If the oil trade at 9 in the morning is a crappy trade to trade, we tell you that. We might still trade it to experiment, but we tell our members, don't trade it. It's not making money. You could learn and practice on the report, but don't spend your real money trading bad performing events. I'll say it again. Trading the best performing events is the key. There's three major categories of triggers that create good moves in the markets. High impact economic reports, GDP, jobs reports, FOMC statements. Can you trade in a prop account? Absolutely. There's hundreds of trades within these three main categories that we have tested. Economic reports, like I was just saying, category 1. Category 2, earnings reports. Category 3, market open and closes. We have setups for the market opens. I've already shown you a whole bunch of those. We have free webinars you could watch on YouTube to get more in depth on our setups for the morning opens and market closes. When we trade earnings, we have a trade set up for trading the market close. These categories literally give you hundreds of possible trades. Learning to prep for the open is no different than prepping for a news event. The market open essentially is a news event, and we prep the same way. Why does a news trade trigger? It triggers because we know the market's going to be volatile at that moment, so we can put our orders on the charts waiting for that volatility. Or we could put a range on the chart and wait for that range to get broken. And that's what creates and triggers these news trades. The volatility of the market when that news is released and it creates an offset. Now the market open is different. It's not really creating an offset, but the market is responding to the fact that people haven't been trading for hours. There's lots of orders waiting to get into the market, and it creates all of this great volatility that allows for setups to be studied so you could find good setups. Opening range breakouts on the MNQ. So trading the market open, we have our breakouts. And like I showed you, we've got that great NQ market open. The market open on the NQ has been 80% profitable since we've been trading the market opens. It's at least 4 or 5, maybe even longer now. And like I said before, our members are making money on these market opens. Let me show you another MNQ market open. We use a bracket trade. We use a 30 tick bracket. So I put an order above the market and below with a 30 bracket using the MNQ. Watch what happens. It's going to explode up or down. We went long here. It hits our first target. It hits our second target. That trade's over. It's an instant winner. Bingo. Both targets hit, trade over. Market open. That's a breakout trade. It's one of our most popular setups on the market open. Setup 2 is we have our magnet trades, and they take place over and over again. Whether it's the market open or not the market open, a magnet is the same concept. You have an area that you're looking at, and it's the same is true at the market open. If we're trading a magnet at the market open, we're looking for a pivot to get hit. That pivot is our magnet, and that pivot is our exit. So if we think the high of day is going to get hit, then we put our orders near the high of day. That heavy line is the order to test the high of day on the right chart here. This was a gold, a micro gold magnet. It fills the price right there. I think this is the video that I never finished filming to the end. Price goes up, and then the winning trade takes place when it goes through that price. You could see it's one tick away. I think the video ended before the one tick by accident. That was a winning magnet, a beautiful trade. Magnets on the open, we take them almost every day. This particular open was very interesting. Trading the YM, we targeted the VWAP before the open. This was before the open. This green line was the VWAP. The line above it is our order. And the first thing we did, we targeted the VWAP for a short. We got put in the market. It hits the VWAP, and bingo, it goes through our second target for a winning trade. Then we kept trading that morning. Let's see what we did on the next trade. We put on another magnet for the PP pivot. That's the central pivot, very popular pivot. There was also a signal to go short. Not our favorite time for going short, but we had our pivot trade on. There's our heavy line. Price goes down right before the open. Almost stopped us out. Bingo, goes through, tests the PP for winning trade number 2 on the YM before the open. It's not even 9:30 yet. It was a couple of minutes before. Then we traded, I believe, the low of day. Same day, same open. Not last year's trade. This was very, very recent. Price goes down, and we're going to trade an opening magnet. We're in the market short, looking for a test of that magnet. That's our exit. There it is. It goes through it for another nice profitable morning magnet trade on the YM. So I've explained what the magnet strategy is. It's a strategy that trades the exit on an order that is going to get at the price level that orders are placed around, and the odds are strongly possible that it's going to get hit. What's a reverse continue? It's one of the most important setups that's part of our software. A lot of times, maybe you just got to the desktop, you turn on your charts, you haven't set anything up, but a lot of times you've been trading the markets for years and you say to yourself, wow, if I can get my chart set up real quick, I'd like to take a quick reversal or a continuation at this time in the market. It's like a poor man's magnet. You can throw it, it's a safe scalp is the way I like to look at it. So I call it the poor man's magnet. We have a setup. You can just simply put an order above or below price. It's an instant entry. All right, so let me correct that. The reversal continuation is an instant entry using a button that our software puts on the chart. So watch. We press the instant long button here to take this MNQ trade. And look, maybe it'll stop us out and go down and not work. Or maybe it'll go up and hit that target. If your analysis was good, hopefully you get the trade to work and it goes up, and then you get to trail and you're in profit because your stop is in profit. You're making money because your stop moved into profit as soon as you got into an area where price goes above your entry. That's exactly what happens here. And then the reverse continue lets you stay in the trade until it changes direction and takes you out. The reverse continue is a setup that people are using after the news, before the news. It's a constant setup that we use all the time. Here's another one. So the way that it works is we click reverse continue, and there's an instant long or an instant short button put on the chart. If I press short, it then puts me in the market short. It puts my targets and my stops on the chart. It's not like a random crazy trade. We're just jumping in the market with no targets and no stops. It's an intelligently laid out setup. If it works, you can move your stop to safety like this one's working, and then you could trail, keep expanding your target, keep expanding your profit till the market changes direction, or you have a very specific target that you want to wait to get hit. You don't have to always do the trail. You can often just create a target and let the trade work. And if it gets to your target, beautiful. That was an extremely profitable reverse continue trade. Look how far it went. It was a great one. Big part of our software. Targeting is what I showed you that the magnet can do. Remember, I showed you that YM trade just now where we targeted the VWAP. That was our first trade. Then we changed our targeting using our control panel. It takes about 30 seconds to change your target. We then targeted the PP area, and then we used the control panel again to turn on the high of day, low of day targeting. That's what we mean by targeting. And then we showed you the range trade, the RTY over and over again, a beautiful winning trade in the morning. 9:30, we create that 5-minute opening range trade. Let me try to get to the right part of this video. Here's the range. It was a fairly big range that morning. The market opens, our orders become live above the range. The market filled long, and it went through both of our orders on its way to test the high. That could have been a magnet open also. Very excellent setups that we have and that we teach our members all about. We also teach our members how to design their own trades. A few simple tools is all you need. We create a spike sheet using the pencil and the ruler. We use a good clock to time all our trades, and we use NinjaTrader Playback. For today, though, we create what we call a spike sheet. We track. When a news report is released, it more often than not creates a spike. If you calculate and track each spike of every time that trade takes place, that shows you how much that trade moved every time the news came out. So it tells you, is it a lot of ticks for one? Is it worth trading? You have to have a bracket. So we have a bracket. Maybe your bracket is 30 ticks. If it's spiking 70 ticks or 100 ticks, there's room for profit. You got to calculate. You might have a bracket in there. So we teach our members how to create this very important spike sheet. And you use that spike sheet to help you determine whether or not a trade reverses, because you're watching. Did it just spike up, or did it also immediately change direction? Look at the testing that I did on yesterday's CRM, the Salesforce trading. Let me see if I have my testing. Give me a second. I thought that I did. Let me see if I can show you. So what I did was I went back in time using NinjaTrader Playback. It's like a tape recorder that goes back in time and plays previous trades. So first I traded the last quarter. And I looked. How does this trade spike? How did it work on the earnings? Watch what happens. It really tells you how important it is to use a spike sheet. Notice it popped up, it pulled back, and then it went back up again. All right, so that tells me something. And if you notice, it really wasn't a great move last quarter. It just wasn't that great a move. But I kept going, and I wound up looking at it the next quarter before. So I looked at it in December, and in December it had a completely different move. And December it's going to spike. It has a bigger spike. So what I did is I tracked. Now what's interesting, did you see what happened there? It spiked down and then it spiked up. That December trade told me this was potentially a reversal earnings. So I went back in time and looked at 2 or 3 more quarters for that particular earnings trade. They all spiked and reversed. I notated the size of the spikes on a spike sheet, and that allowed me to create how many ticks above and below the price I wanted to put our orders. So if it spiked 40 ticks every quarter, or 40 and then 60 and then 50, I would know that my orders, I wouldn't put 200 tick orders. I would put a 35 maybe and a 50 tick order. And then it spikes up, it fills my first order, maybe both my orders, and then it reverses, because that's what that report showed us every time we watched it. And that's what told us, try the trap trade. This report's going to reverse. It's this testing, this vetting that we do and that we teach you how to do if you want to. You can learn to do it. It's very easy, and it helps you design your own trades using any instrument, any kind of event, and that's part of what we do at 10-minute trades. So look, here's the deal. Every single day the market opens. Every day there's news releases. We would love if you join us for all of our future earnings trade rooms, our breakout trade rooms, our trap trades, our opens, our magnets, everything. Our Magnet 2-point software is now available. People waited months for it. It creates safer news trading, new improved automation, new targeting. Our signal system is part of the Magnet. Trading pivots, you can design it, set it up to trade your own custom magnet prices. It's a great product. You can trade the market opens. We showed you. You can trade news reports. We showed you. We're trading almost exclusively in prop accounts these days. Our members are getting payouts. $900, $2,500, $1,000, honestly getting payoffs and payouts. Here's the deal. The new price for our pro membership went up this January. It's $197 a month. You could easily make that in one trade every month. You get access to everything that we sell. Our daily trade reports, the daily market movers, the weekly schedule, the trade room subscription, our trap trade strategy. You can trade in a prop account. I will teach you how to do this, showing you how to use the software and enter the DMM reports into your software. I'll guide you in each of the trade rooms. You get all of our strategies, the news trader strategy, trap trade, daily market movers, trade room access, earnings trade rooms. Our current pricing is $197 a month, but for this webinar, we're going to bring back last year's price, $97 a month. It renews every month for $97. It's not going to go back up. Keep your membership alive, and you can keep last year's prices. This is going to expire Sunday at midnight. You can get this price. Just go to thenewstraders.com. You get a very simple order screen to enter. All the things that I showed you are included. Plus, we have a whole bunch of gifts. You get a 10-minute quick trade, quick start video. We include, I'll show you, we include our Mini Magnet 2.0 Masterclass. It's real easy to place an order. All right, everybody can do it. www.thenewstraders.com. Our members love us. Roz from Kenya sending us winning screenshots. Doc from Florida, $1,700 winning screenshots. Our pro membership, $97 a month. It auto renews. If you have any questions at all, you could reach us, help@10minutetrades.com. If you want to get our weekly schedule, 10minutetrades.com, www.10minutetrades.com. We're very easy to deal with. We're nice people. If you're already a member, you can stay signed up. That's the wrong slide. I apologize. If you're already a member, thank you for being a member, and I'm sure you're happy that you're already a member. Here's all the things that you get. The JOBB, which is the name of our software, version 11, News Trader software. Magnet Strategy will teach you the appointment-based method. Choose the events you want to trade. Make your own schedule. We'll show you the events that are worth trading. And how do you cancel? Because this is a renewing subscription. People hate renewing subscriptions. We make it really easy to cancel. We have one rule and one rule only. Just please cancel before your billing date. So if you join on January 3rd, just mark down you joined on January 3rd and send us an email, help@10minutetrades.com, before February 3rd that you want to cancel. All right? That's all we ask. Send us an email before your billing starts. Help@10minutetrades.com. That's all you got to do. You don't have to look around for secret boxes to cancel. We make it easy. Newstraders.com, $97 a month. Enjoy all the trade rooms and events. Take your time learning our methodology, and we have a guarantee that makes all the risk ours. My bend over backwards guarantee, I'll help you in our trade room over and over, answering your questions. I will not leave the room until you know what you're doing, or we can make an appointment to meet in our trade room. We do our support in our trade room. All right, that's how we do things. If you need help, I'll stay after the trades are over and help you. If you can't understand how to install the template, I'll show you in the trade room. You're having trouble installing the software, I'll show you in the trade room. And then we have a real guarantee. Our 1-month money-back action guarantee. Spend 1 full month working with me in the trade room. Trade live in the room. Real money, prop or sim though. You don't have to use cash. It could be a prop trade. It could be a simulation trade. We ask that you take 3 trade rooms per week over the next month. Not 3 months, the next month. This is our 1-month money-back guarantee. Keep a journal of your trade with us, with your trades, and if you don't love our program by the end of the month, show us the proof that you took the action, you spent the 3 trade rooms a week with us, send us the journal with your trades, prop, sim, or cash, and we'll give you a full refund. It's very simple. Where do you get Ninja Trader? You need the Ninja Trader platform to use our software. They have a free version, ninjatrader.com. All right, very easy. We're not trading options and stocks. We're trading futures. If you have any questions, help@10minutetrades.com. How do you get coaching in our trade room? Help at 10 Minute Trades by other members in the trade room. Again, if you have trouble installing the software, we have video instructions in our member area. If you need one-on-one help, I'll walk you through it in the trade room. All the bonuses you get, the Magnet Masterclass version 1, Magnet 2.0 Challenge class videos, 10-minute trades quick start class. All right, this is 1 month trade room access. I didn't have time to do my slides today. I apologize. It's 1 month, not 6 months of everything for $97. Newstraders.com. If you want to cancel, help@10minutetrades.com. It's just $97. We'd love to have you join us, folks. I hope you enjoyed what I taught today. $97 a month for 1 month of everything. Every service that we offer is available at that price. Nothing held back. All the education, everything. Our members love us. They're making money with us. They're learning to trade, and they're learning to trade without us in the long run. That's the key. Learning to use tools to help you to have a business, being a trader, if that's what you want to do. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I don't see any questions today. And I'll see you, everybody. If you sign up today, we'll have you going in less than a day. You could be trading with us tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.